Alright, new players, welcome back to the channel. So this video is an important one to pay attention to. It's going to be a lot of information thrown at you. I'm going to try to make it as quick and efficient as possible. Like always, you can leave a comment down below. I'll answer any questions if you think I didn't cover it well enough or if you're confused. But we're going to be talking about the space station today. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We're going to go in a clockwise motion. So let's go to the space station first. Now, the way this works is you're going to hit the claim button over time. You're going to get Sands of Time, free building speed up, free tech, and Sands of Time will be listed. You'll click claim and you'll progress. Once this bar is filled up, you will level up your actual building. For efficiency's sake, I'm going to tell you about the plus symbol. You can donate these items to give you more quote unquote experience. Don't ever do this. I don't care what it is. There's a reason for all these items, like spring cleanup. You can use these items for other things. So don't decompose any of these. You're also going to have quests at the bottom. I recommend you do them if you can. Try to keep on top of it. It'll give you random rewards. Uh, a lot of the rewards will increase the experience that you gain, or sands of time. It's basically experience. So do those when you can. When you go to the projects, now I have some slightly different ones because I'm a little bit higher level than you will be. Now, when it comes to these, I would recommend. I did not do this correctly, in my opinion, when I first did this. So learn from my mistakes. Construction speed, I would not go above 50%. Uh, you, you can do nothing, but I would probably do at least 10%. But at some point, you're going to max out your building, so this will be useless. So decide how you want to do it for you. I went to 40. I think that's too high. Research speed, you will have significantly more research than buildings. However, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't super important. I would not go above 50. You can go as low as like 10, 15%. Having some research speed is nice, but don't go overboard with it. Training speed, now I personally put in 10%. I think that's about the max you really want to do. You're not going to get a significant gain or value from this. So 10%, you're good. Soldier heal speed, this I would put a significant number of points in. It may not be a big deal now, but later on, as you're playing, when you get into bigger guilds, you start to play in GB. Soldier heal speed is very significant, especially when you get to the higher tiers. Put a lot of points into this. Commander cure speed. So I was going for commander cure speed. I was going to try to get to 200% and stop. However, I got to 170 and stopped. Now, I'm not really gaining much from this. I should probably push it up to 200% to really gain value, but 100% and then you can stop. Crafting speed really isn't that important. If I was you, I would not put any points to this. Soldier evolution speed, really not important. I wouldn't put any points to this at all. And at lab 500 plus, you'll get a research that will be marching speed. Different people have different values on this, whether or not they should put a significant amount of points or just a few points into this. That's up to you what you want to do. But just as a heads up, that is something you can save points for. Now we're going to talk about the paraloper. So you've got this basic paraloper that everybody gets at the start. Uh, when you select the time travel, or sorry, but you don't have to select it. It just tells you population of medical center does not exceed this number. This number is based on the level of your paraloper. Healing time will be reduced to 0. So at 3840, I will have instant healing. 3841, there will be a time associated to it. There are multiple dragons. They do different things. I call them dragons. You can cycle through them. You don't have to unlock them to see them. So cycle through them on your own. As you can see, they're all the same level. They do different things. And then you have the upgrade button. So this will increase in cost in meta energy as you upgrade. You have to hit at least level 60 to unlock the shelter. I'll go over the shelter in a little bit. As you can see, it gives you these buffs. This goes up to 75 at the time that I am making this video. Uh, I'm not sure when you're seeing it, but it may increase in the future. I doubt it, but it could. If we click on this button, you got the domesticate. So everybody should get a free domestication potion. Everybody will get this cosmic crystal, uh, cosmic crystal conversion in the beginning. And then when you reach Bridge 21, you will get Unlimited Crystal Conversion. Bridge 22, you will get Hyperspace Crystal. You should never domesticate your Paraloper until you have reached at least Bridge 22, and you should save up a significant amount of Meta Crystals, because what this does is every 20,000 Meta Crystals that you use, you get one of these items. The Hyperspace crystals are the most important item. They're the hardest to get, so this is the only time you're going to want to use that. You can get other domestication potions very rarely for free. You can purchase them, but I would not go out of your way to purchase them and just keep this running at all times. Be very stingy, especially if you're not going to be paying money in this game. Now, if we go to the heal, this is where any soldier that is injured will show up here. Usually you only really want to use the meta energy to heal these soldiers if they're T9 plus, maybe T7, but this is where they're going to actually show up at. The shelter itself, as I said, unlocks at level 60. Depending on what level you are, the capacity will increase. You will have to use these special tokens that you can get from the merchant, which I'll talk about when we get over there. But as you level this up, the capacity increases. What this does is anything T9 and above that would have been massacred instead go into the shelter, so you're not actually losing them. They don't die. However, you need to remember that when a soldier is in the shelter, it's going to cost significantly more meta energy to heal them as if it would in the heal, and you can only heal them with meta energy. Versus when they're in the heal section, you can heal them with meta energy, or you can go to your medical center and heal them with resources. So this is a backup. You should get this, but remember that it's not ideal to have this as a fallback. Now, if we go over to the time and space war, this is really the most important thing. A few things you need to be aware of is this button up here. This is where you can purchase packs. A lot of these come with, this one does not, but a lot of these do come with the domestication potion. Purchase them if you wish. You've got the mop up. You've got how many of each crystal that you have collected, the wave number, enemy power, your power. If you hit the collect button, you will collect these items. So as you see, boom, I collected them. You've also got this button, which will launch smaller ships. You've got the merchant. You've got cash, gold, and crystals. Now, for me, I personally unselect everything and then I'll go to crystals. I am already at wave 300 and I'll tell you about the significance of that in a second. But I'm not going to purchase these quantized ships. Get into that in a second. Otherwise, I purchase everything in this tab. Gold, I am extremely stingy about. You can get spirit stones from the, well, all of the tabs, but you can get them from the gold after you reach wave 300. I personally only purchase those for gold. I do not purchase anything else for gold personally. And then you have the cash. So the cash shop, I will purchase super equipment chests, magazines, and shadow matter, as well as the one use, let me see if I have any for the tokens. Oh yeah, the Paraloper cores will be in the Meta Energy. I wouldn't waste gold on them. I don't have one. Oh, there we go. Enter permits. I will purchase these for gold. Or sorry, I apologize, not gold, but for cash. The merchant unlocks better rewards the higher your level is. As you can see, I am wave 300. 300 is the max. Now, if you click on these buttons, which I'm not going to do, you'll get small ships. You have to combine two of the same ships to increase to the next level. So as you can see, you start out with T1, T2, T3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this will list how many you have of them. This will list how much power you have for each ship. And you have an elite section. So I have T10 Diablos. You can have a total of 6 advanced ships active on the map. If you have additional advanced ships, they will be below and you can select them. Now, when it comes to building up your waves, this is very important. Wave 300 is the magic number. So what you're going to want to do is Diablos and Apocalypse ships are the only thing that are going to be important to you when you're first starting out. Diablos are used for farming meta energy and crystals. Apocalypse are used for increasing your power right here. Now, obviously, you can see I've already reached wave 300, so I don't have any Apocalypse shipped, and my power is less than the enemy power. Don't worry about that. The wave number does not go down. Once you reach a wave number, it will never go back down. It'll stay stagnant, which is important here in a second. So you're going to build the ships using this little button over here. You can, as I've shown you, get quantized ships. So what quantized ships are is if I have, instead of having 2 different T7 quantized ships that I combine together to get one T8 ship, which would be normal, the quantized, when you combine 2 of the same, will give you a random level between level 1 and 4 of the elite ships. Now, there are different elite ships, but the only ones you need to really worry about is the Diablo and Apocalypse. Don't worry about the other ships. However, when you're first starting out, you can level up the other ships if that's all you have. I recommend doing that just because having more access to different merchant slots is better. But you want to get to wave 300, not wave 299. So you're going to have 6 Apocalypse ships. Like I have the Diablo. You're going to max them out in level, which is level 10, which is going to give you the most amount of power. So you have 6 of those ships. Now you have a cheaper and probably what I would consider faster method, and you have the lazy method. Both do work. Now, depending on what you want to use is depending on you. I personally used the faster method when I was first leveling up my ships. So what you're going to want to do is after you have your 6 APOCs at level 10, sorry, not the merchant, the list, you're going to want to build up 7 T10 Armageddons. Now this is extremely important. Once you have 6 T10 Armageddons, you are going to very slowly and pay attention to you clicking this button and building up troops. Because you are limited on the amount of ships that you can actually have on screen at the time. So once you have 6 normal, be very careful because you only want to click the button and you only want to create enough ships so that way you can convert them into a 7th normal T10. It's very important that you follow that direction. After that, you're going to have a little bit more power. It's not only that. I would recommend personally that you only build or that you only purchase T9 and T10 quanti ships. I wouldn't do T8 or below. You won't need that many. If you want and you're in a hurry, you can purchase them for gold when they come up. You can also purchase them for meta crystals. I believe that they do come in the cash, but it's pretty rare. So what you're going to want to do is I can select the mop up, but I'm not going to actually confirm it because it's not the mop up time, and I'll talk about that in a second. So your power needs to be 125,000 and at least one. It can be higher than that, but it cannot be even and it cannot be less. So what you're gonna do is you're probably gonna be at wave 299. You're gonna have that enemy power at least one digit higher. You're gonna hit mop up. It's gonna say sweeping will acquire the rewards from 300 stages, blah blah blah. If this says 299, you probably don't have enough power. If this says 300, you are good to go. You're gonna click confirm. This is gonna say wave 300. You will unlock the secret merchant slot to where you can get spirit stones fragments, and then you're done. Once that happens, you can recycle your T10 apocalypse hulls and you can put the crystals into your Diablo. You can merge together all of your other ships and recycle those when they're advanced. You don't have to keep them. The only thing you're going to need to do is to keep the T10 Diablo maxed out in the little UI fighting automatically to gain resources. You get absolutely nothing for having your power increased when you do a merchant, so keeping your apocs are completely useless. Once you are done, technically you can keep your normal T10 and your quantized ships in this little UI section. It does not do anything for you. You do not gain more meta energy. It doesn't affect the merchant slot. So personally, I would recommend just eating them for the crystals that you've already used. You're not getting anything for it. Now, when it comes to the mop up, if you go to Diplomacy of War or you add the Arc of War Bulwark app to your phone, or you're in a good guild that actually makes the announcements on when to mop up, it's important to not just mop up every time you see it. The reason for that is there's mop up windows. It does not tell you that in game, but we figured it out over time. So usually when you will mop up, you have to wait a specific amount of time before you can mop up again. This is not efficient. What you want to do is wait for the mop up window. And let's say tonight is the mop up window. I will mop up tonight. And then at reset, I will be able to mop up immediately again. That's going to give you the most shot at the merchant slot. So I recommend that you pay attention to that, to the mop up section. I tried to say this really quickly because I want to get through this. I don't want to have, each individual item being its own video. I hope I articulated this properly. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. You can always, ask on Discord. There's plenty of knowledgeable people on there as well. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe, comment if you need to. Until next time, I'm the Grinch, and I'm out.